It's clever because it's not. You're not lying.
No. I knew what I was talking about too.
Yeah.
Like I had done neuroendocrinology research with melatonin, circadian rhythm research. Yeah, I was a bona fide investigator. I just asked simple questions. Could we give it? What happens when you give it? DMT is really strange. The role it's played in my life. I've been complaining for years that, well, not complaining for years, but I don't know. I'm more skeptical of the psychedelic experience than I was before. I don't think it's a panacea. Well, I think it is a panacea. That's the problem.
I think there's an issue with spiritual narcissism. That's a thing that sort of grips people when they start doing it a lot, and then their identity is wrapped up in doing it a lot.
Yeah. Like
there's a little bit of that happens with folks.
With DMT in particular.
Is it? Yeah.
Or ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
Like about once a year, I get an email saying something in the subject line, "Your book and my son." Yeah, and they say that they just smoked way too much DMT. They were in the hospital or in prison.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it became messianic, like you said. Like you believe you know more than anyone, and if they just listened.
Yeah.
False messiah. Well, there's some interesting stories of false messiahs. At least within Judaism, Messiah has not come yet, as opposed to Christianity, where Jesus was Messiah. And
what is Judaism's version of what happened with Jesus? He wasn't the Messiah, so he died. He didn't get resurrected?
Well, he may have been resurrected, but resurrection occurs in the Hebrew Bible, so that's not unique.
Right, but what is their take on it?
Well, end of story, he's killed.
And that's it? He don't come back?
No, not really. Not within the Hebrew Bible. That's part of the New Testament, the Christian Bible. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to bring up, is Old Testament is a term that's a little disparaging in a way.
Is it?
It's been replaced by Hebrew Bible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, it's been building.
Okay. So is this like a pronouns thing? It prefers this? It wants to be identified as the Hebrew Bible?
They prefer it.
I was saying it.
Yeah, it could be either.
In interest of simplicity.
Yeah. Like I was thinking of, well, you know how people put in parenthetical phrases, he, him. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that for myself once. It and its.
It and its.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be gender neutral.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the.
Or just not ever. Come on.
Yeah. So I was thinking about does God have genitals? And probably not.
Doesn't seem like it's the likely way we were made. But there's probably some sort of a interdimensional psychedelic equivalent of intercourse that higher beings have some interaction with each other.
I think it was the optimal form.
The optimal form?
Yeah, to contain a certain consciousness and do particular things. It's an ideal form. It was ideal. So that's why it took that particular unique shape. Form follows function, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got confused there. What are you referring to?
Oh, well, the specific. Well, I think you were. I was referring to man being made in God's image. So,
okay.
Yeah, with genitals.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it in the animal kingdom, things evolve to do certain things. They have form and function, which combined determine their range of behaviors. So I think in humans it's sort of was the optimal form as well. Same way, perhaps.
What do you think happened when human beings had this doubling of the brain size over a period of 2 million years? What do you think that was?
Is that true?
Supposedly.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like a crazy little expansion.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could look at it, evolutionarily, biologically, theologically, you can look at it too as, finally being endowed with, a human spirit. There's multiple spirits, and even in the Hebrew Bible, there's multiple spirits.
So as the brain expands in size, you develop a human spirit?
I think so. Yeah, that human spirit allows for divine communication. At least that's how the theory goes.
So
it's the breathing in of the soul to man by God, and it's in man's creation.
Right, so ultimately we're going to get to be a gray. We're going to have a big, giant head, and we're not going to need to talk because we're going to do it telepathically.
Yeah. Okay. Telepathically, you think people being able to read the mind is a good thing? It will be a good thing once that happens, or it can happen?
I think it will be a thing. And like all things, it will have good aspects to it and bad aspects to it. I think reading people's minds will be very enlightening. You're going to learn a lot more about how people actually think versus what they project. You're gonna be able to see people's motivations. You're gonna be able to see lies, and we might even have a universal visual language that they develop. We might all be able to adopt it really quickly, and kids probably will jump right on board, and they'll be literate in it before we are.
What about psychological ambivalence? Loving someone one moment, hating them another.
Well, that's
what happens if you tune in to one at one moment. You're convinced that's solely the case. If you're ambivalent, ambivalence is a real thing, and you have an unconscious too, where things are kind of stored away psychologically.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good.
It might be hard.
But I don't know if there is some way where we link up and we can communicate completely telepathically. It could be really weird.
Yeah.
But it will be a thing. That's my point. It's like we're going to have to navigate it like we navigated making books, like we navigated everything else. Like if we want to stay alive, we've got to recognize that there's some shit going down. There's some shit going down right now. And
right, well, there's free will, isn't there, forever. You still all these decisions that you have to make. Well, I mean, in this...
or is there free will? The determinism people don't think there is.
Well, it feels as if there's free will.
Yeah, I feel like we respect free will, so it's probably a real thing. We respect a person who's been a drunk their whole life, who puts down the bottle and starts running around the block. We respect that because it's a real thing. Mm-hmm. Free will there's part of free will. It's like there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
There's something there.
Yeah.
You make choices. And you don't know why you make choices, but you make choices. That's the thing. There's a lot of factors in why you make choices, and it's not 100% determinism, and it's not 100% free will. It's kind of, there's a soup.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very
to the extent
soup.
To the extent that you can exert free will, you have to kind of do the best you can.
Yeah, you got to do the best you can.
Yeah, and even if we're uploaded into the cloud, let's say, how's that time going to be spent?
Good question. Are we even capable of imagining what we're talking about? Are we so crude in our understanding of what's to come in the next 5, 10, whatever years that we're just guessing? We're silly. We're like writing a bad science fiction movie from the 1980s about the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those, like Space 1999?
Well, it's the one God and the golden rule. I think that's what we'll be, left with ethically. What the basis of our decision making will be.
I've always wondered if we're in a race to avoid catastrophe, and that's one of the reasons why we're so hyper focused on accelerating with technology is that we kind of always recognize that this species is on a race to avoid natural catastrophe. Like, there's just so much potential for natural catastrophe, whether it's super volcanoes, asteroid impacts, so many different things have like almost wiped us out to nothing. That it's like might be a part of the reason why there's this like mad rush to make better and better and better technology. It's almost like a game. Like, can you get to the final boss? Can your species survive and figure out a way to stop the rock from space?
Yeah, the footsteps of the Messiah. That's what that's called. I mean, you want to be you want to be around at the time of the Messiah, but not really, because things have to get so bad. That's one model of the end of times.
There's also a lot of people that don't recognize that being a human being on Earth is being a passenger in an organic spaceship going through the universe. Mm-hmm. Like, there are real celestial events that they have to keep their eyes on, which you haven't experienced in your life. So you're like, but no, there's giant rocks that killed the dinosaurs, and they're still floating around, same size rocks.
Yeah, I know.
And they can't stop them. They don't know how to stop them yet. Like, don't listen to any of these fucking people. Oh, if we saw it, we would do this and do that and sleep tight at night. No. No, if there was some gigantic state-sized chunk of metal flying through the galaxy, we would have a real problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might wipe out all of humanity.
Yeah, it might wipe out all of humanity.
Yeah.
And it probably came really close to doing that a few times in history. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes sense. If we know that we're hit all the time, we all accept the fact that the Yucatan impact, that's what killed the dinosaurs, and there's been a bunch of them throughout history. We find craters everywhere. Everyone knows that we've been hit multiple times. The Tunguska thing in Russia,
yeah,
where it flattened this enormous patch of forest that's still flattened.
Have you been watching season 2 of Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse?
I didn't watch season 2 yet.
Yeah.
No, I watched season 1 though.
Yeah.
What's season 2 about? It's like the Americas, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, the Americas are crazy.
Yeah, I like Graham.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah, he's hardworking.
Oh, he loves what he does, man. He really, really does. And the fact that he's finally been over all these attacks, he's finally been vindicated, and people are starting to accept more and more things, are probably a lot older than we want to believe. And especially after Göbekli Tepe, that kind of like, that popped the cork on everything, and everyone's like, okay, well, this has definitely been buried for 11,000 years. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of crazy. We didn't know they could do that back then.
Well, before coming out here, I asked ChatGPT, how old are some of the stories written down in the text in the Hebrew Bible? And at least according to ChatGPT, it's 10,000 years ago.